What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back once again to the AFC East Roundtable. We have a very special Friday night edition. The Miami Dolphins against our own children, the New York Jets. That's right, baby. Listen, the Dolphins, as y'all can see, we're on top. The Jets are at the bottom. But you know what? I got to be honest and respectful and say, y'all on the rise. I will give you that. But we're going to have a great show tonight, y'all. I hope y'all tuning in. Make sure you hit the like button on your way in the building. It is your boy TD PHINS Talk. We got the homie Nicky Smokes. We got Ryan from Jets Talk 24/7 in the building. And y'all all know Richie, Jets Media, baby. What's going on, Nicky? How you feeling today?
I'm fired up. You know, it's fired up Friday. We can't complain. The Dolphins are about to be 4-1, continue our dominance in the AFC East, just beat up on our little brother. It's awesome to be on here with Ryan and Richie. I was doing my homework. Ryan's my type of guy. He gets fired up, very passionate. This one's going to be very, very special tonight. I could already tell.
Well, yeah, it's definitely going to be special because I'm ready for it. Ryan, man, talk to us, bro.
Dude, glad to be back. Thanks for having me on. It's going to be fun. It's the first time in what feels like a bunch of years where the Jets can actually say, oh, well, we're actually playing for something. It's not just like, 0-4 heading into the first Miami game and we're just getting kicked around. I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be a little tougher than the Miami fans think it should be.
So instead of 60-0, like 60-7. I get it. Richie, talk to me, man.
What is good, everybody? The AFC East Roundtable, Jets fans, Dolphins fans. I'm sure we got some Bills fans tuning in and Patriots fans and NFL fans in general. Welcome into another episode of the AFC East Roundtable. Always a pleasure. Ryan, welcome on. We miss you here to have your fellow Jets fan on here. We're 2-2, and I'm really excited to talk about this matchup because it's going to be a really fun game. I'm going to be there. MetLife is going to be packing. I know that the Miami Dolphins fans, they represent well at MetLife, so I'm expecting a lot of Dolphins fans there, of course. And it's going to be a really fun stream tonight and, of course, a really fun game on Sunday. I just got to give a quick shout-out to my Mets. They are playing tonight. The playoffs are on, so if you guys catch me looking around, that's the reason. They're already down 2-0.
What's the score? There you go.
But,
tell them the score again.
We're good. We're good, Nicky. We're good. We're about to get the dub tonight. I believe in the Bats. We're going to come alive. But I'm excited. Where are the Marlins at again? The Marlins are – where are they?
I could care less. That team could not win a game, and it wouldn't affect my life.
All right. Well, now we know where he stands. But shout out to everybody tuning in. Everyone smash that thumbs up button, and let's get into it because the Jets are here. Let's go.
Oh, my gosh. Yes, the Jets are here, ladies and gentlemen. So first and foremost, the Jets find themselves 2-2, and I have to be honest with you. I didn't expect that. Just a 500 after 4 games. Everybody look at the Jets and, overlook them because they're the Jets. But at the same token, the Miami Dolphins very well know about a rebuild, and you all went through a rebuild the year after us. And we're officially done with our rebuild, and we're trying to compete. And I believe personally you guys are about 1 year away from that, playoff contention. But starting 2-2, it's anybody's game. I wanted to start out with our guest, Ryan. Talk to me about these Jets, man. Who are they? Well, how are they 2-2 to start the season?
Oh, dude, it's been a little bit of a roller coaster. We got a lot of young talent, a lot of, issues on the offensive line, lots of, I think we're on our 5th tackle right now. We got our left guard who moved to right guard, who's now playing left tackle, who might be moving over to right tackle now. He's kind of all over the place, but it's exciting. There's a lot of excitement around this team. If you figure that Breece Hall and Elijah Moore could have both been first rounders, we've added 7 first round caliber talent players to this roster over the last 2 years. So it's definitely different from where we were just a year ago. Zach Wilson coming back, obviously, helps this team a lot. The mobility he has in the pocket, is unlike anything we could get from Joe Flacco. But you can tell there's a lot of fight. There's a lot of, this team doesn't give up. We've had the 4th quarter comebacks twice this year so far. And I think we're going to put up a pretty decent fight.
So Richie, a quick question before I go to Nicky. Did Flacco win any games?
Yeah, he's the one that came back in that Browns game.
So Flacco has a win, and now Zach Wilson has a win?
1-0. Undefeated.
So what about that first game, though?
That was against the Ravens, and we lost the opener.
Who was the quarterback again?
Flacco.
So Flacco's 1-3. 1-2.
Yeah, Flacco
Okay.
played the first 3 games, lost against the Ravens, beat the Browns, lost against the Bengals. Zach came back week 4 and beat the Steelers. We basically versed the entire AFC North, and we went 2-2.
Got it. Hey, nice start, man. And who do y'all have this week again?
This overrated Miami Dolphins team.
The Super Bowl contenders. The Super Bowl.
You mean the number 1 team in the AFC?
Oh,
I think that's what you meant to say. I think that's what you meant to say.
I was just about to come to you, Nicky. Tell them about the Dolphins, bro. Just tell them everything they need to know real quick, man.
Well, look, I always feel like you should compliment your opponent first. I feel like that's PR 101. It's outstanding that the Jets are 2-2 right now, and I give them credit. And to anyone saying they're fluke wins, good teams find a way to win, and no one expected the Jets to be 2-2. So I'll give you guys that. But at the end of the day, look, I'm going to do this. This is what we're going to end up doing to the Jets. Mwah. I'm going to kiss you on your forehead, Ryan. We're going to kiss you on your freaking forehead because you're still our little sister. And it's our job to bring you back to earth. It is what it is. I will say this, though. The only way the Dolphins lose this game, if they come in with my mindset, like we're just going to dick you guys around, because I respect your football team. I think you guys have a lot of talent on your roster. But if the Miami Dolphins come in locked in, ready to go, I don't think you guys have a shot in the world. You guys are just a year off, like TD said. You guys got a lot of good pieces. Just you're not ready yet. You're just not ready to get over that hump yet. Maybe next year, but definitely not this year.
Listen, I had to, like I said before, I'm surprised with the Jets, but I'm sorry. This is where the buck stops. This week, you have to go against a real team. And at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, the Jets are about to be reminded that the Miami Dolphins are the future of the AFC East. You can't compete with this team. This team is much more talented. And I already know I'm going to hear a lot from you guys about the injuries we're dealing with, our quarterback situation, and all of that type of stuff. But we built this team to be able to compete even if we sustain some major losses. And that's what we're going to be able to do. So I have to start with Ryan and ask you this, man. What advantage do you think the Jets even have in this game?
Oh, we don't have any advantage. I mean, you guys are 3.5-point favorites coming into our house, which essentially means you're 6.5-point favorites. So if you guys lose to us, you guys are real bad.
The line was 6 before Tua got hurt, by the way. Just adding that to your point.
Dude, I'm still concerned about your team because I don't think very highly of Tua. I don't think Teddy is necessarily a step down from Tua in any capacity. I think the weapons you have, Tyreek Hill and Waddle, you guys are like a friggin' 4x1. It's going to be tough to cover. And it sucks as a Jet fan because it's really a no-win situation. Because if we lose, we lose. If we win, we beat a team with a quote-unquote backup quarterback. And you go from Lamar Jackson in the rain week 1, backup quarterback week 2, Burrow, who he couldn't get any pressure on week 3, backup quarterback / rookie quarterback against the Steelers, and then backup quarterback against Miami. So the Jets aren't going to get any love, even if we pull out a victory here. But I want to see a competitive matchup. These wide receivers on the cornerbacks, I think, is going to be really fascinating. I do think we have 2 of the best cornerbacks in the league.
Tell them that again. Say that last sentence again. I don't think they know yet.
2 of the best cornerbacks in the league.
Because the Dolphins were the teams with the 2 best corners for a long time, and now we're going to be that team, and they're not going to be able to swallow that pill. But it's okay. It's okay. We still got to prove it.
See, Jets talk 24/7. See, I was going to let this slide. I was going to let it slide, bro. But then you had the nerve to remind me about something Richie did, and Richie was out of line for it. Draft night, when y'all got Sauce and these guys, Richie went on a rant on his channel. And what did you say, Richie?
That was just like, that was crazy.
No, Tyreek Hill, we're going to lock your ass down. Oh, yeah. That's what he said.
Because, all right, let me tell you about that. Because I
Put the cheetah back in the zoo. Lock him up. Cage the beast.
All right, listen. So on that moment, I had no idea who the Jets were going to draft. Sauce has been my dream, my draft crush throughout the entire process, but I never thought the Jets would actually pull the trigger on drafting him. So when we drafted him, I was so in shock and so happy because he was my favorite player in the draft. And I just went to, because, and that was also, you got to realize the context, that was also a couple weeks after the whole Tyreek Hill situation. And you guys know the Tyreek Hill situation. There was a 4-hour window of the Jets or the Dolphins, right? It was the Jets or the Dolphins. Jets or Dolphins. He picks the Dolphins. And then it's like, oh my God, like I want a Tyreek Hill just like any other Jets fan. He picks the Dolphins, so then he's public enemy number one. And then that was fast forward a couple weeks, we get Sauce. So my first instinct's like, all right, we're getting Sauce for Tyreek Hill. And me being me, I'm over the top. What's good, Tyreek Hill? We got Sauce Gardner now to lock you down. Yeah, I did say that. Now, do I expect Sauce to absolutely shut down Tyreek Hill Sunday? No, I don't. But I do stand by that quote, and I'm excited to see what the rookie can do against a superstar Tyreek Hill.
Ryan, I got to go back to your Teddy Bridgewater to a comment. I think that's absolutely asinine to say that there's no drop-off. I mean, did you check the league the stats before Tua got hurt against the Bengals? Because he was almost number one in every single category. And to say that he's not a drop-off from Teddy to Tua, what about Joe Flacco and Zach Wilson? I feel like they're closer than Tua and Teddy.
I think they probably are close from like a standpoint as far as winning and losing. I think the talent in terms of Zach is pretty high, but I think, I really don't think you have. I think your weapons are what makes your team as opposed to the quarterback. Like, I don't really believe in Tua that much.
So you think Zach Wilson makes your team?
I think compared to Flacco, yes. I don't think Teddy and Tua are that different. Like, I think Flacco compared to Wilson are drastically different. It's like at least from like an athletic.
They both got one win
on Tua more than just giving the respect to Teddy Bridgewater. I think that's what.
Yeah, I like Teddy a lot.
It's more like I respect Teddy. I don't think he's garbage. Versus
100%. He played for the Jets, so like I've seen him before, and we got throttled by him last year in Denver.
It's a Teddy revenge game. Remember that. It's a
Teddy said that we saved his career. Don't twist it now.
Oh no. That's all bulletin board. He doesn't want to say this is personal. Just like Tyreek Hill made up that income statement. That was all fugazi.
You can't handle the truth. Shout out Joshua Richardson real quick. The Jets beating the Dolphins. Teddy's garbage. Sauce is locking down Tyreek Hill. Jets coach Daniels knows really good. Remember that. Shout out Joshua Richardson. And before we go any further, guys, I just want to bring up the sponsor of the AFC East Roundtable because I really want to get your guys' thoughts about this. Because speaking of Tua, he's unfortunately trending down on the Mojo stock market. And TD was not here on Wednesday for the AFC East Roundtable. The Smoke Show is here to replace. So I want to go to you, TD, at first. Your thoughts of Tua and Jalen Waddle trending down this much. And obviously Tua's injury is a big reason why that he dropped literally $9 and 24% on the Mojo stock market. So what are your initial thoughts of these two players trending down?
Well, there's two thoughts I have. Thought number one, the positive side of it. This is a great thing for all investors. You want to catch your guys who you know are going to be great and their stock is going to be through the roof one day. You want to catch them low. So this is the time where you buy in on Tua, you buy in on Waddle. I don't know why Waddle's has dropped so much, but that's neither here nor there. Maybe the little injury knickknacks. But this is when you buy. That way you can sit back in retirement at the age of, 3 years old or something like that if you're an investor. No, I'm just playing. But you can sit back and enjoy your the capital that you've gained in the market because these guys both have the potential of skyrocketing. And we're talking about just like Apple stock, Microsoft, all of those companies. These two guys have that potential. That's the positive side of it. The negative side of it is the potential to keep going down. And it doesn't even have to do with the play on the field, but the injuries. There's some whispers going on right now, and I don't quote whispers, so I'm letting you know these are whispers. That means don't take it for gospel.
Rumors.
Rumors that Tua Tagovailoa may be forced by the NFL to sit the entire year.
Cap.
And yeah, we hope so. Right? But if you look at what the NFLPA released less than 2 hours ago, they came out and said they are requiring the NFL to make immediate changes, and they've already outlined the changes. And I got to say this. I know it sounds like cap for Tua being out long term, but here's what bothers me. He's passed the concussion protocol. He's been passing every evaluation. If that's the case, how do you rule him out on Tuesday of the Jets game? We know it's optics, and that's the whole point. When we say cap on being out long term, optics, maybe he can be out long term because of optics, and that's an issue. So I'm worried about Tua Tagovailoa's future, not just from a playing on the field standpoint, but will he be available to play? Because you also have to realize this for the Miami Dolphins. He needed this year to be evaluated. And a big part of his evaluation that a lot of Dolphin fans want to ignore is his availability. You know, people think that if he plays better and he misses games, it's all good. No, he needed to play better and be available for his team. And honestly, Tua Tagovailoa needs to be the biggest Teddy Bridgewater fan, because we need to win these games so that if he does come back, we can still make our push for the playoffs and our run. Because if Teddy loses these games, nobody's going to be so gung-ho on Teddy. It's a bad look for Tua for not being there for his team to get those wins. Because all Dolphin fans are going to say is, if Tua played, we would have won. And that's the problem. He didn't play.
You're going to say that Monday.
So
stop the cap.
So at the end of the day, that's why I feel the way that I feel as far as his stock, where it could keep going down. But real quick, I got to talk about this Waddle stock, because Richie, you thought you could get away with it, sliding in some comments and moving on about your draft night comments that you made with Sauce, that we're going to get locked down. Oh my God, Tyreek and Waddle, who? Oh, they're going to get locked down. Well, guess what? After this weekend, I'm telling y'all now, if you live in Jersey, you better buy you some Jalen Waddle stock. You better buy you some Jalen Waddle stock.
Yes, sir.
Because Richie is about to lose all his money in the market betting on Sauce, when Jalen Waddle probably going to have 350 yards if that man guard him. Y'all corners are about to get obliterated, and y'all going to go back to the drawing board scratching your head. But we drafted them, and they were so good. No, you ran into some real dogs now. So y'all will be humbled this weekend, and you will see Jalen Waddle and Tyreek go completely off on y'all. You better hope they don't play.
Hey, shout out DJ Reed too, top-rated corner in the league. But Nicky Smokes, I'll give you the floor and let you give your thoughts of these two.
So last time I was on the roundtable, I was given the honor to talk about these two players, and I told you that I was the loser that bought Ethereum at 4,000. But I learned my lesson. You don't buy at the high, you buy at the low. You are getting an absolute steal with both of these guys right now. You got Tua Tagovailoa at the bottom dollar, $29.33. What's Zach Wilson's?
Oh, don't worry. We're going to get into that.
Okay, well, if Zach Wilson's is anything higher than Tua Tagovailoa's, that's an instant buy. Jalen Waddle, no idea why he's down. Maybe because he only had 5 fantasy points last week. You ain't got to worry about that. He's going for 230 and a touchdown this week with 10 catches. I don't care that they have Sauce. I don't care that they have DJ. Those safeties are sorry. The linebackers are sorry. Jalen Waddle is going to eat up this Sunday. And honestly, if Teddy goes out there and when the Dolphins win, Tua's stock might go down even more. They'll be like, oh, there's quarterback controversy. Is Teddy better than Tua? Boom. The price drops. You slam Tua. He comes back. He smokes the Vikings. The Dolphins are 5-1, and Tua's stock's worth like $60. So these guys are both no-brain buys.
Sauce gone to lockdown. Jamar Chase, Mark Andrews, T. Higgins, and Amari Cooper. Those guys are more well-rounded than Waddle and Hill. Speed is what
that's actually hilarious.
This is what the NYJets situation report has to say. So now let's get into the Jets, because Ryan, I feel bad for the Dolphins fans. I know they're riding high in 3-1, which is a very positive thing, but I'm just basing off the Mojo stock market, because the Jets are trending up on Mojo. Baby. So Ryan, I'll give you the floor. Zach Wilson is $5 more expensive than Tua on Mojo at $34 a share. And Garrett Wilson, he's cheaper than Jalen Waddle right now. So what is your thoughts of Zach Wilson and Garrett Wilson's stock value, and would you want to invest in them now or not?
Garrett Wilson, yes. Zach Wilson, I'd probably hold off on a little bit. I'm not expecting consistency from Zach until I see it yet. I'm more of a cautiously optimistic guy. Like I'm the dude in Pick'em that will always pick against the Jets, because if they surprise me, I'm happy, and if they don't, I still get a win. So the Zach Wilson stock, while I'm excited, I think long-term, if you're holding on to Zach, you're holding long-term. You're not going to try and dump it real quick. It's got to be something that you're holding on to for over a year. Because like TD said earlier, next year's really the year you want to pay attention to the New York Jets. And I think Zach's going to make a lot of strides like he did towards the back half of last year. But I think missing 6-7 weeks from the first week of preseason to now is going to have some type of an effect. At least in this stretch right here. Garrett Wilson, this kid's a stud. Now, the issue with him is that we're so loaded at our skill positions that we don't know if he's going to get the ball a whole heck of a lot. Elijah Moore and Corey Davis have that report with Zach Wilson already, even Braxton Berrios. So I think there's just so many reps that can really go around. So it's going to take a little bit of time. Same thing with Garrett Wilson. You kind of hold on to him. And then as Zach begins to figure out his play style, you'll start to see that trajectory start to go up.
Yeah, I agree. And, listen, you don't want to invest in Zach Wilson right now thinking you're going to make some good money in a week or two. You're investing in Zach Wilson for the long term, right? If I was in New Jersey like you are, Ryan, I'd be buying my shares in Zach Wilson right now because I'm holding on to that stock for the long haul, for the years down the road, because the quarterbacks are valued very high on Mojo. They're the most expensive positions on the market, which is obvious because the quarterback position is the most important position in all sports. So if you think that Zach Wilson is going to make his progression throughout the rest of the season and take that step as the franchise quarterback for the New York Jets, you want to invest in him now because the stock is only going to rise and rise. Now, could it go below $34 by next week and the week after that? 100%. I'm not expecting Zach Wilson to light up the league this year and become a top 10 quarterback yet. I think Nicky Smokes and TD PHINS Talks has said it throughout the stream. Going into this year, next year was always the year for the Jets to be competitive in terms of winning the division and going for the playoffs. It was never the fact for this season. Not saying the Jets can't shock the world and do that, but this year for the Jets is more about the rebuilding, year 2 of the rebuild, establishing a culture, establishing an identity. Zach Wilson proving to be an actual quarterback in this league where at the end of the year, Jets fans feel comfortable moving forward with Zach Wilson instead of them just feeling like we don't know if Zach Wilson's the guy or not, right? So that's really where we're at in terms of the Zach Wilson situation. I feel like he's only had one game, and he played his best quarter in his entire career against the Steelers in that fourth quarter, which would give Jets fans a lot of excitement. And then Garrett Wilson, man, I mean, with $14.82, you definitely want to invest in this guy. I mean, he's so different. He's so unique. I try to compare him to an NFL wide receiver, and no one comes to mind because he's such a unique style in terms of his route running, in terms of his twitchiness. And I cannot wait to see his rapport with Zach Wilson just grow and grow. So you definitely want to invest in both the Wilsons while their price is fairly low because they're only going to rise in the long haul. Because listen, these two guys are young. They're extremely young. So it's not like we're investing in veterans because their price are probably not going to go up. But these two guys are young and exciting, and you definitely want to invest in them. As the Mets gave up another home run, so I'm really depressed. So TD, take over.
Go 3-0.
TD.
Good. Listen, Richie, the Mets will lose just like the Jets will lose, okay? So get ready for your double L. Ryan, are you a Mets fan?
I'm a football fan first and foremost. Other than that, I'm just New York. So like I'll root for the Mets tonight. I've been to probably more Yankee games than Met games just because of location. I'm in Jersey. I'm not on Long Island, so it's a little bit easier for me to get to the games.
Oh, okay. What do the Knicks play tonight?
Yeah, preseason ball, baby. We got
they'll lose too. Everybody, everything
out,
New York.
It's just preseason, but they're
ain't nobody want to hear it. Everything New York is taking an L this weekend. All right, just remember that. All right, but listen, y'all. What's your biggest concern with Miami?
Simple.
It's got to be Hill and Waddle.
Yeah, that's it. Only thing that scares me.
Yep.
And I would say your defensive scheme, but the injuries in the secondary doesn't scare me as much because I feel like it relies a lot on that star power of X and Byron. And with those two guys, with Byron out and X not 100%, even if he plays, I don't know how much you guys are going to rely on that defense. But it's definitely Hill and Waddle. And let me tell you the only way the Jets can contain those two. They're not going to contain them and shut them down, right? You're not going to be able to shut down both of those players or even one of those players. The only way that the Jets can take those two players out of the game is simple, pass rush, because this defense is all about getting to the quarterback consistently with the four-man rush. Quinnen Williams has a really good opportunity right here to have his most dominant game of the season. And guess what? He's been dominating all year. He's the best defensive tackle in the AFC, and that's facts based off the stats. So, and he's going up against your interior offensive line that I think is weak. You have good tackles, but I feel like your interior offensive line is a little skeptical, and I feel like Quinnen Williams is going to eat. Jermaine Johnson, as a rookie, already has a sack and a half, and I think he's going to have a sack as well. I know that your offensive line has been stout, and they've been protecting. Teddy Bridgewater's only sacked once. Tua was only sacked once in total. I don't know who got sacked, but in total, the Dolphins quarterbacks got sacked once against the Bengals. So your offensive line has been protecting the quarterback. But it's up to this Jets defense, and I don't have confidence to do that, for them to do this, by the way, in terms of throughout the entire game. But this is the only way you can contain Hill and Waddle. is by getting to Teddy Bridgewater consistently, because if you allow Teddy Bridgewater time in the pocket, then you're giving Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle time for the routes to develop down the field. You can only cover them for so long because it's the speed that is the scary part of those guys. And as talented as Sauce Gardner is, as talented as DJ Reed is, you can't keep up with that speed if that you have 4 or 5 seconds for the routes to develop down the field. And that's just the reality of it.
So y'all know y'all gonna lose.
No, that never said we're gonna lose. We got
Sounded
Ryan-
like it.
You said
So
who we were
Ryan-
afraid
Ryan-
of.
you
We
asked
are,
who
we
we're
are
afraid of.
projected to lose. That's why you have
Hey,
a 3.5 point.
You want me
But
to talk
Ryan-
about
Ryan,
Zach Wilson?
edge
The way
for
we
us
counter
in
that
New Jersey.
is with our explosive players on offense, taking advantage of your 0 blitzes, and we'll give you another 8.
But here's the thing. I don't think you're going to
131
see that, though, because look, I don't even know if Xavier Howard's going to play. It really wouldn't surprise me if they rule him out, because it's not just a groin, it's groins. So he's got multiple groin issues going on down there. I think we're going to find out what our defensive coordinator is really about this week. And I think the Dolphins are going to rush 5 a lot, and then they'll drop back, 5? So they'll drop back 6, because your offensive line is also very shady. Very shady. And if we could get one-on-one with 5 guys up front with Ogba, Christian Wilkins, Phillips, Sealer, Roquan, I mean, we could get some serious pressure on Zach Wilson. And to be honest with you, I wouldn't even mind if we rush 4 and drop 7 back, because look, the Jets have great receivers, and Kader Kohu, he's been playing great. Crossan, he's banged up too, but I don't trust those guys playing man coverage all day. But I don't mind Zach Wilson. If he beats us with his decision making, so be it. I don't trust him. I'd rather him sit back there and have to go through all his progressions, because I feel like Zach, his best way to attack you is either his first read or the pocket goes down and he's extending plays and he's making some crazy throw with his. He does have a very talented arm, but dude, I like how we match up defensively, and I think we're going to see what our defensive coordinator is going to pull out of the bag this week. He's going to have to, because you can't play 0 blitz with Keon Crossan and Kader Kohu.
Quick shout out to the $10 donation. He says, gonna be funny watching y'all guppies get all goofy on Monday. Y'all haven't won just like that, the Jets, so stop pumping y'all chest like y'all got a chip. Collins, Av Cuties, #gang. Is this the Jets or Dolphins fan? I'm confused.
That's a Jets guy, Ablab.
Oh, yeah. I'm just kidding. Just wanted them to know that. All right, baby. We got a $10 donation from a Jets fan. We appreciate that, my brother. Let's go Jets, baby. But no, I know where you're coming from, man. Zach Wilson, his superpower in this league is his ability to extend plays. And he was sacked once against the Steelers, but the pressure was in his face throughout the entire game. He sacrificed his completion percentage to not get sacked. The amount of times that there was a free rusher on his blind side, and somehow he just has eyes in the back of his head and just completely just jukes the guy out of his shoes and extended the plays was very impressive to me. And I feel like that brings this, because Jets fans, it was a breath of fresh air after watching the statue of a quarterback of Joe Flacco sit back there when there's pressure, he doesn't move, to having a mobile, athletic, young, fresh legs and Zach Wilson being able to really maneuver the pocket and make people miss, because he's hard to bring down. I know he's not the biggest guy like Josh Allen or those like a powerhouse, but he's very agile behind the line of scrimmage. So even if you blitz, even if you get by the offensive line, you still got to wrap up Zach Wilson, because he shows that he can juke people out behind the line of scrimmage. So, but to your point, the decision-making from Zach is still a little skeptical for me. He showed that he could do that in the fourth quarter, but he hasn't showed to do that consistently for a full game yet. And I feel like if you want to confuse Zach Wilson with the blitz packages, think you're sending pressure here, but instead you send it there, that's your goal to beat Zach, because the physical talent checks off for me with Zach, but I'm still a question mark with Zach in terms of mentally processing things quickly, because I feel like he's still young. He's still learning the game on the fly, and there'll probably still be rust, because against the Steelers, he wasn't perfect. There was still rust. I mean, he was injured first week of this preseason. He didn't have a lot of training, didn't have any training camp, didn't have any preseason look. So there was rust there. And I do feel like there will still be a little rust against the Dolphins.
Okay. So I'm sorry. Let's back up for a second.
Back up, baby.
When did we start giving Zach Wilson credit for being anything?
Who's giving him credit for being anything?
No, I've been just hearing for like the last 2 weeks. Oh, when Zach come back and then he comes back, y'all win a lucky game. And it's like,
whoa.
He was a better team the entire time that game outside of one ill-advised throw.
Explain.
Y'all make Zach Wilson. Y'all act like Zach Wilson is a top 15 quarterback in the NFL or something.
When the hell did we say that? The reason why
y'all talk about him
watching Joe Flacco be a statue, and when Zach comes back, it opens up the offense to a completely different dimension. We got trick plays. He's catching touchdown passes. He's grittying on them. He is leading this team back in the fourth quarter. I mean, we're not saying that Zach is a top 15 quarterback. We're saying that he brings a different swagger to this offense that Joe Flacco simply doesn't possess.
Y'all are Zacaneers, okay? That's all it is. Because Joe Flacco puts up more offensive production than Zach Wilson, and y'all trying to sit here and diminish what Flacco did for y'all. Y'all are Macaneers. That's all. That's all y'all. I'm about them saying Macaneers. Zacaneers. Yeah. I'm like, hold on, let's Mac Jones. Y'all are some Zacaneers, bro. At the end of the day, y'all need to stop downing your boy and lift him up because he was playing top NFL quarterback football just for Zach Wilson. Matter of fact, I've been on record to tell y'all got better chances to win if you got Flacco in the game than Zach Wilson.
There's one reason why that's wrong, TD.
Because y'all Zacaneers.
No, because you guys blitz a lot. And Joe Flacco cannot handle pressure. If you pressure him, he's a statue, can't move. Zach Wilson can extend plays. That's the biggest difference.
Zach ain't extending nothing this weekend.
Joe Flacco would have been sacked 6 times against the Steelers. Zach was sacked once for that exact reason. Can you give a quick shout out to Thomas
8 times?
He's congratulated.
Thomas almost said, TD, congrats on the new baby.
Yeah, but Richie, last time we played you guys, well, the last two times, because we played Flacco last year and we played Wilson last year, and I think we sacked Wilson 4 times and we sacked Flacco once.
Yeah.
Zach Wilson will get sacked 8 times in this game. And guess what? Let me tell y'all why y'all gonna be depressed Monday. Because we're gonna give y'all a replay of something that y'all ain't seen in a couple of years now. You remember the last time your quarterback was seeing ghosts? You remember that? Oh, Zach Wilson, I gotta be seeing ghosts. I mean, I don't see a defender, and all of a sudden there's an interception. I don't know what's going. Bro, it's over.
We got you right where we want you, by the way, because you're sitting there pretending that you are not nervous for this game by any stretch of the imagination. You will not admit it here that you're not nervous that this Jets team can pull off the upset because we're the underdogs. You guys are the top dogs. You're 3-1, and you're sitting there on top of your throne. You beat the Bills. You're the Miami Dolphins. I mean, you proved a lot in 4 games, right?
So have y'all.
And you're sitting there thinking that it's going to be just a cakewalk. And I love that. All the experts are picking the Dolphins. We're the underdogs. And you will not admit that you have a little part of you thinking like, wow, those games last year, the Jets played us like tough. Like we had to really, really fight our way back in there. Like Tua's not playing, but Tua threw a pick 6 in the fourth quarter to make it a game. Joe Flacco almost beat you. Zach Wilson almost beat you. Like, don't get it twisted. Those 2 games last year, you beat us, right? There's no moral victories here in Jets land, but those were tough, gritty divisional games.
How many games last year?
2. You guys beat us twice, right?
2.
We lost.
Broke clock right twice.
All of our AFC East games, and I understand that. But I just like where your fan base is at in terms of your mindset heading into this game. It's exactly where I want you to be.
Richie, your whole fan base thinks you're going to win this game by double digits. I was on the round table the other day, 45-7. We're going to come in. We're going to blow out the Dolphins. JETS. Zach Wilson's back. You're 2-16 in the AFC East, bro. Pipe down.
I got to give you
once you beat the man, you could tell Dolphin fans to enjoy their flight home. You can do that.
100% right. Now, let me give you a little insight about the Jets fans because I really understand them more than ever after covering this team for 4 years. And there's a lot of fan bases like this, and Ryan can definitely agree. When the Jets lose, like when we lost week 1 or we lost against the Bengals, fire everyone. Jets stink. Redo everything. This is the worst abomination. Same old Jets. When we win, we're going all the way. Who's our next opponent? That's an easy dub. We're high and we're low. There's no middle ground. And that's where I come in on my channel. I try to remind people like, hey, when we lose, it's not the end of the world. We don't got to fire everybody. When we win, we're not going to go out there and blow out the next opponent. So you're right. There are fans like that. And there's nothing wrong with that because I think there's a lot of fan bases like that. The Jets fan base is not the only one like that. But I want to give a quick shout out before you give your thoughts about that. It's from Perfect Cell RT. I have no beef with Jets fans. He's a Dolphins fan. But realistically, I don't think your defense can compete with Miami's weapons, McDaniel and Bridgewater, and full week of practice with this offense, he's going to shine, hopefully. Shout out for the $20 donation. That is a big-time donation. Thank you so much, man. We appreciate that. What's your thoughts about this donation? Anyone?
I think you hit the nail on the head. I think McDaniel having 10 days to prepare with Bridgewater is going to be huge. I don't even think Bridgewater played that bad against the Cincinnati Bengals. If him and Mike Gesicki, they were on the same page on that fourth quarter interception. If Mike knew to turn around, I think the Dolphins might have came out with the win. They didn't execute. They didn't communicate. They had 10 days. We're coming off extended rest. I think they'll get all those kinks out. At the end of the day, I love Mike McDaniel. He's probably the best head coach that I've seen so far. And I know it's crazy. We're only 4 games in, but he beat Belichick, Harbaugh, McDermott, and who did we lost to the Bengals? But still, went 3-0 at first. He's looked great. The offense has looked amazing. I love how he schemes up Tyreek Hill with all the pre-snap motion. Jalen Waddle, I think he hit the nail on the head. Like Sauce is great. Don't get me wrong, but we're gonna have it set up to where Sauce isn't even gonna be within 10 yards of Tyreek Hill after the ball.
Oh, he gonna be Sauce this weekend.
I'm curious to see if they put Sauce on Hill or Waddle. I feel like
I don't think
Waddle
he's going to
might be the
shadow
wiser
anyone
move.
though. I think that's a disaster. Like if Sauce is following anyone one-on-one, I think that's a nightmare.
It's
Why is
also
that?
the safeties are where you got to look at, because that's where I'm nervous the most is Tyreek just going down the middle and both of our safeties can't be keeping up.
So let me say this. Let me have a moment of honesty with the Jets fans, okay? Y'all played us very well last year. I've been telling Dolphin fans all
Both
off
games.
season. The Jets and let me tell you, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna tell you, I'm disappointed that Tua's not playing this game, because I wanted to see Tua go up against your linebacking core to see how much he actually improved. Because I actually admire y'all linebacking core. I love y'all linebackers. Those guys, I do. I now again,
Like,
remember,
seriously?
well, they're young, but remember this.
Alexander lays a stick, but he's terrible in pass coverage.
Well, here's my thing. In run pursuit, they get up and at it. They move. I love their pursuit, man. I watched a few games last year. Unless y'all just had some major changes, I watched some games last year. I saw how those guys were moving. And I was, trust me, if you were a Dolphin fan and you understood what was on our linebacking core, you would understand why I admire them. And if y'all don't, okay?
Atlanta Roberts stopped the run too, TD. Come on. We're supposed to be on the same page.
Well, my issue with our linebacking core, they either do one thing or the other. You know,
Yeah, you
not
never get both.
Yeah, nobody, not a single person is doing both. But I wanted to see Tua go against his defense, because a lot of Dolphin fans don't realize, even though we won both games, these were Tua's biggest struggle games last year. These were 2 of his biggest struggle games. And I wanted to see him change that narrative this year. He got the weapons and everything. It was going to be a big part of a test for him. But that's not going to be the case. So I will say this to Jets fans. I'm not nervous about this game because we should win. But let me tell you what does make me nervous about this game. It is a perfect trap game if on Sunday we get some bad news. Heard Mike McDaniel's press conference today. Truth of the matter is, if you're a Dolphin fan, you don't know if Tyreek is going to play. Well, based off of what Mike McDaniel said, he just came on the injury report Friday. Last minute hopped on the injury report. And Mike McDaniel said we're trying to help him get back, dealing with that. But we're hoping he's gonna play. We're hoping, right? Just like we hope Byron Jones was. Waddle, that's the one that scares me, because Mike McDaniel was very adamant when he said, I hope Waddle plays.
Yeah,
that's
that
a little
one
different.
Scares me. Tyreek's 100% going to play. Armstead's 100% going to play. It's Xavier and Waddle. I hear you 100%.
Xavier dealing with both issues. That's a concern.
But regardless, even if those guys don't play, TD, we should still win this game. Like, I don't want to sit here.
We should, but it could be a sneak up game.
Well, I mean, look, it's a big game for them. It's a big spot. It's a big game for us too, because if we went 3-1, and imagine beating Buffalo and then losing to the Jets, and you're 3-2, like that's a kick in the dick. Like,
imagine
I'd rather
tied with the Jets. tied
what
with
I'm
the Jets.
saying.
Oh, we're not tied. We're ahead of y'all when we beat you.
No, we'd have more
what?
divisional wins. We'd
We
beat
would
you
have
in
We
one
have
of
a
the
divisional
win.
loss though if we win.
Yeah, but we have
a
the
divisional
upper hand.
win.
Yeah,
You don't
but we
have
have
any
two
losses.
1-0 in the
divisional
division.
wins.
You got a loss, so therefore
No,
we're ahead
But
of
we
you.
have 2 wins.
But you have
Two
a loss.
divisional wins. They're still going to put us ahead because of the 2 divisional wins.
No.
Y'all don't
You
have
a
to.
loss in the division. That's how
I
it
think
works.
the-
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter because
Listen,
we only have
it
one
doesn't matter because we're going to win anyway.
Yeah,
Okay.
right. But when the Jets win, you'll see the Jets above the Dolphins in the tiebreaker because we have 0 division losses and you have 1.
who
Listen,
winds up
man,
if let's say the Jets did get the win, who is in first place? Like, does
Bills.
Buffalo still
Probably
have that?
Buffalo because they're
Yeah,
going to
the Bills
kill
are gonna beat the Steelers.
if they win, they'll be
Yeah.
in first place.
Which is why when
TD,
I
they're
was
gonna
watching
kill the
that Ravens
Steelers.
game and I saw the Ravens were up on the Bills, my dream was coming true. And I'm like, oh my God, the Bills are going to lose. And the Jets are going to beat the Steelers. And then we're fighting for first place in the division.
I thought it was going down like that too.
That would have been
And
cool.
them-
I was so ready. And I was like, let me wait. Because if you talk shit before the game's over and they come back,
it's the
woo,
worst.
you
Yeah.
dead. That's why you got to wait till there's no time left. Always.
But I'm gonna tell you now, if the Dolphins lose this game, it's downhill from there. That's why we're not losing
it
this
would
game.
be bad. It honestly, it would be the most Miami Dolphins thing of all time for us to go 3-1 and then like lose to the Jets and lose our whole season. But
And
that's
the
not
only
happening
thing-
because we're not the same old Dolphins, TD. Stop it.
Exactly. And the only thing
Stop
that
it.
would spark
got him
us
right
is
where we
if
want him, Ryan. We got him right where we want him.
the infighting's
Oh,
there. Get him.
the only thing that would spark us if something like that happened is if Skylar comes in and just balls out and we feel like we got a guy in the future.
Dude,
That
I
would
already
lift
tried to
us
tell
up.
Richie.
Skylar's like
I already
Tom Brady.
told
It's hysterical.
Richie he lives in New Jersey. You buy the Skylar Thompson stock because if the
Stock,
Dolphins
yes.
are losing at halftime, you signed in Skylar Thompson and you watched the new Tom Brady take over. We didn't get Tom Brady. We got caught tampering. We have him on the bench. He's sitting there. He's cooking.
Ryan,
just wait on it. If you
He's
see number
better than
19
Tom
come in the
Brady.
Sound
game,
like with Tom.
if
with
you
this
see
guy,
number 19
Skylar
come in the
Thompson.
game, you leave the stadium.
Whatever
You
the
leave
frick his name
MetLife.
is. It's like, you know what, Ryan? We should start saying that we have our own Tom Brady and Chris Streveler because
Yeah, right?
he was our preseason MVP. He led
Well,
the
he
Jets
better
to
than
3
Zach.
preseason wins. The Jets were 3-0 in the preseason because of Chris Streveler, our 4th string
Is
quarterback.
he number 15?
He is.
Yeah.
He's better than
Yeah,
Zach.
he's way better than Zach.
Yeah, he's better. My point is, you guys saying this guy Skylar is like all that is because of preseason ball. It's just like us saying Chris Streveler is all that because of preseason
He's
ball.
better than Tom.
Yes.
He's better than Tom Brady.
Yeah. All right. I love it. Shout out to
Listen,
Mo Ali saying it's funny as hell how y'all debating about a meaningless game, knowing that Buffalo's winning this division by 3 or more games. This is Buffalo's division as long as Josh Allen is a Bill. TD, I'll let you respond to that one.
Buffalo
Stop it,
nervous. Tell the Buffalo Bills fans, talk to me when you number 1 in the division again. It ain't happening. Talk to
Didn't
me
you
when
guys
you
beat their
number 1 in
practice
the
squad
division.
defense? Is that what it was? They were missing like
Listen, do you
everyone
really
back there.
say that, Ryan?
So if y'all win, if y'all beat us, is it cool to say, oh, did y'all beat our practice squad?
No,
players and
dude,
stuff?
I was saying
All
it
right.
earlier before.
Because
If
I
the
could have
Jets
swore
win, you're in a lose
I could have swore
situation.
the
We
best
could lose
quarterback.
and we're in the
Listen,
wrong. If
as
we win,
long
we're in the
as
wrong because it's a backup quarterback.
As long
There's
as
no
that
winning for
bum
the Jets
Josh,
this
as long as that bum Josh Allen on the field, I don't want to hear nothing about no backups. And because
90
that
plays,
bum
14
lost the
points.
game.
Come on now.
That bum lost the game for his team. Couldn't make a 5-yard pass that was wide open. That bum lost the game for his team.
Hey, guys.
Sack fumble.
We need more people hitting that thumbs up button. If you're enjoying the show, the Fan v Fan here, we got 162 likes with 450 people watching. If you guys want to see more episodes
Let's
like this,
go.
smash that like button right now. Run it up. Let's get to 300 likes before the stream is all wrapped up. We greatly appreciate you guys tuning into the show right now. This is a lot of fun. We should do this more often. Well, the next time we verse each other is going to be for the wild card spot. So that's going to be fun.
What you mean wild card spot? What?
Oh, sorry, it's for the division. My bad.
Oh, yeah.
You're
Sorry.
smoking crack over there today.
Oh, no,
We'll
no,
all-
that's realistic because I
we'll
know
already-
the Buffalo Bills are winning this division. I know
We'll-
that. I can accept
We'll already have a first
I
round
can
bye by
accept
then.
that the Buffalo Bills are winning this division
Are y'all the last game of the season?
We are, yeah.
in Miami.
Yeah, we'll already have a
January.
first round bye.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to play that game.
We'll allow y'all to get y'all 6th win when we rest everybody for the
That'll
playoffs.
be Skylar Thompson's first start, just like
Yeah,
how it
exactly.
was Mahomes in Kansas
And he
City.
gonna scorch y'all.
Yeah.
Bruh, at the end of how far are the Jets away to y'all
What do you mean?
from competing for the playoffs, or
we're
do
a
you
year
think
away.
you're competing now?
We're a year away.
It depends what Zach is. If Zach takes a step forward, not even a big step forward, but like I don't know, just like if you get about what a Josh Allen year 2 step was, because his big step was the year 3.
Mhm.
I think Zach's trending up. I do think next year's the main piece of the puzzle, but the Jets roster is loaded outside of safety and linebacker. The quarterback's the biggest question mark. Well, I guess the
talent
tackle
is
position
there,
now.
right? We have
It's a
talent
tackle
all over
position
this
shot.
roster. It's about the coaching staff to really put this, put the pieces of the puzzle together. That's really what it comes down to.
Y'all gonna be talking about drafting a quarterback next year.
Nah.
So you're telling me you weren't impressed by Zach Wilson's comeback at all? Yes, last week. Did you watch it?
What did he do?
Oh, that proves me you didn't watch it.
Y'all punted the ball a million times. Then he wanted to do a little something at the end.
So TD, can you just look at the camera and say you did not watch the game or the highlights?
Yes, I watched the game. I was watching several games. I was doing the Sunday ticket, and I was doing a live stream going to every game. I saw Zach Wilson because I had him on my little bet.
Let me guess, you bet the lesson you lost. Huh?
He kept putting the ball. I'm like, get some more yards. Go.
Oh, well, he got the over on Prize Picks because I hit on it.
He did hit, like I said, at the end of the game. Okay.
All right. Well,
I'm sorry. Are there 60 minutes in a game? There are.
So I gotta tell you, what was Zach Wilson's stats in the fourth quarter when it matters the most? Down by 10 points in a hostile environment in Pittsburgh. They're playing Renegade. It's the kiss of death in Pittsburgh, one of the most hostile places to ever play with a Mike Tomlin defense out there. He goes out there down by 10, and he drops 10 of 12, 128 yards, and a touchdown and another touchdown drive. Now, the fact that he was able to do that in his first start of the season, that does not impress you, TD, I'm assuming. That's all luck.
Bro, who did y'all play again? Like, come on.
Steelers in Pittsburgh.
Hold on. How many picks he had? How many picks did he have?
We're talking about where it matters the most in the fourth quarter. Let's talk about picks.
How many picks did he have? You know why?
If
you know why I brought that up?
3 picks against the Dolphins and we still beat you, I don't give a shit.
No, y'all defense kept.
See, I don't talk about interceptions all you want.
Y'all just like these two Aneers. Y'all some Zackaneers.
Y'all those
defense.
Interceptions go, TD. How did the 2 interceptions go?
Yeah,
y'all
defense. What did they look like?
Hold on. Y'all defense kept y'all alive. But hold on. Was it only 2 picks?
It was 2 picks.
It felt like 4 every time I went back to hands. Every time I went back to the game, Minka Fitzpatrick got another one. So I didn't know. I felt like 5 or 6 or something.
Zach Wilson drops back to pass. 3rd and 9. Complete first down.
Javon Holland, pick
4th and
6.
7. He's got to get the first down. Otherwise, the game is over. Drops back to pass. Perfect protection. Fires a dart over the middle to Corey Davis. First down. Poise in the pocket. Stepping up into a collapsing pocket. Showing time after time that he can step up. Will it seem back to win? He goes into the huddle. The Jets are down by 3 points. The defense gives him the ball back. They're down 3. They can kick a field goal for the overtime. Zach Wilson goes into the huddle and says, let's go score a fucking touchdown. And they go down the field and do just that.
Good. I hope you guys ride that high into Sunday. I would want nothing more than cocky Zach Wilson thinking he could sling his little 3-inch MILF hunting cock around on this Dolphins defense.
3 inches, baby.
I would love it because we would put him in the freaking dirt.
You know that.
Put him in the dirt.
Hey, Zach Wilson, y'all are hilarious
about
to me.
The swag. Admit it.
Y'all pumping Zach Wilson up like he's, oh my gosh. Y'all are about to be,
listen,
you about to be embarrassed to your quarterback.
I've never crowned Zach as the franchise guy because he has to prove it. And I had just been very impressed from what I saw in that fourth quarter against Zach because I did not expect that from him this early in the year. I did not. That was something that I didn't.
So you didn't expect your starting quarterback to have one good quarter in his first game back.
Now, where's the context?
After 7 weeks off?
Quarter, it was willing his team back.
Tackle? No, not really.
Yeah, down by 10 points, going 2 straight touchdown drives to win the game. No, I didn't expect that.
Hey, Joe Flacco had a better comeback. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, well, that had a lot to do with a lot of factors. And
I
Joe
think
Flacco.
Zach Wilson.
Joe Flacco might be better.
Zach Wilson.
I think he got the clutch gene.
Let's just be honest here. Zach Wilson was 50% completion percentage. A 1 to 2 touchdown to intercept. I don't
His
want to
adjusted
hear.
completion percentage. Where's it at? Where's it at with the drops? Where's it at with
The
the intentional
adjusted
throwaways?
completion percentage.
Absolutely.
get
That
let's
has to be
get
a factor.
What is it,
point.
Ryan? What is his adjusted
It's like
completion
65%.
percentage? Oh, no, where'd you get
Oh.
those numbers? Let me see the
100%.
numbers.
You
Go back
realize
and
why?
watch the game.
If you watch the game, you know why the completion percentage.
I watched it. I saw Zach Wilson running for his life. Nothing's
Throwing
there.
the
He
ball
throws it out
away.
of bounds. I get it. All
you
I'm
can't
saying,
give
I
me
watched the
50%.
game. I went back. I watched the condensed game. Leave
I
me
know you
alone,
did.
Richie. I
You did
watched
not.
the game.
I can tell you.
I
did.
watched the
You did
game.
not.
All I'm saying, I just
Listen.
wanted to see in print
Listen.
that his adjusted completion percentage is 65%. That's all I
Y'all
wanted to
sitting here riding on this high. We won. Zach Wilson brought us back. Didn't they throw 4 interceptions in the game?
Or did the Jets catch 4?
Exactly. I
Right?
keep telling you, your defense won the game. Not your offense, not Zach Wilson. Your defense won the game.
Down by 10 with 12 minutes to go. The defense is going to win you the game. The defense is going to score 10 points, 14
The
points to come
defense-
back.
Well, they got to
The
stop
offense
him so you
defense
could
did.
score. It's
The
a team
defense
effort.
did.
It was a
Of
good
course,
team win.
The offense. I'm saying the offense is the
Nah,
the
Nicky
fourth
Smoke. It was all defense.
TD, you got to
It was a
give him
team
one
win. It was a
game.
team
You got to
win.
give him
I
one.
give Zach one drive the whole game. Other than that, it was defense. Listen, man. Oh my God, how many drives y'all had, Richie? Like 40?
2 touchdown drives in the fourth quarter for the win. That's all I'm trying to say. You just gotta admit it, TD, when you're wrong.
How
I'm
many
not saying
touchdowns
here
does
he's gonna
Zach
go
have?
out there against the Dolphins and just play the way he did in the fourth quarter against the Steelers all 4 quarters. I'm not saying that.
We know he not.
Listen, bro.
We know that.
If the Dolphins create more than one turnover on Sunday, they win by double digits. If they
will
don't get a
create one
turnover, that's the
turnover.
only way the Jets win. If the Dolphins defense does not get a turnover, they lose the game. If they get
Zach
more
will
than
turn the
one, you
ball
have no
over.
shot.
I'm expecting
No.
Zach to turn it over.
Talking to y'all
Yeah.
made me feel like we are about to blow y'all out.
Bad.
Bad.
Y'all make me feel like I'm about to humble your ass.
Oh man.
Oh,
If there's one game I really want to win, it's like I want to lock down Tyreek Hill in the worst way. I can't stand Miami. I really can't.
Hey,
Ryan,
I was doing my homework on you, man, and I got to ask you: you're really more satisfied now that you don't have Tyreek Hill on your football team?
I fucking hate Tyreek Hill. He's a fucking piece of shit. He shouldn't be in the league. 100%. There's no shot the Jets were legitimately serious about that. He was going to go to Miami anyway. He wanted the tax break. He's not a captain. I mean, he's a captain on your team, of course, but he's not a fucking captain. Dude beats his fucking pregnant wife. Screw this guy. Get the hell out of here. This guy shouldn't even be in the league. 100%. The same reason you guys wanted Watson. Get out of here.
Oh, stop it!
Listen,
Shots
well, I
fired.
know one thing. They're going to be trying to kick him out of the league for what he do to y'all this weekend. I know that for a fact.
What do you
They
guys
might
think?
have to put
Drayton,
him
what
on
do
the
you guys think
stand.
Drayton means by this? Richie is the gas and the brakes.
I don't know.
You're the whole car. You're driving this thing forward.
I
That's
mean,
what
I feel
I
like
take
it's a
it as.
compliment and a punch at the same time. That's
Yeah,
what
it is. It's kind of like if the Dolphins beat like us beating Buffalo, then losing to the Jets. Like that's exactly what that comment would be. Gas and then brakes.
because all gas no brake is Salah's mantra. So that's where he probably got it from. But
I
listen,
gotta
man,
ask you guys: Are you
Salah's
at
about to
all
be-
concerned about? I listened to the roundtable, so I know, Smoke's take on this. But the doctor that said something along the lines of Tua should retire if it was like my kid or whatever.
No,
do
so
you
that
feel about
doctor said, I love Tua as much as I love my own son. And then once he said that, his take went out the window for me. Don't lie. TD,
But, like,
do you love me as much as your newborn daughter? Of course not. I mean, come on. This doctor
Well, you're
saying
not
he
Tua.
loves
That's totally
Tua
different.
more than his own
TD,
son.
do you like Tua more than your newborn daughter? Come on, Tua's pretty good looking.
Bro,
Sorry,
I don't even know why you asked that question.
I'm your dad too. It's awesome.
I got issues with Tua as it is. I just hate the fact that he out. It got every year that he goes out, it angers me because I want us to be done with his evaluation.
Well, I
Facts.
wanna know,
And
like,
that's the
if
biggest
I
thing
was
for us
Tua-
Dolphins fans, because if he's not playing and it's like, oh, the Dolphins missed it by a game. Well, if Tua was out there, we would have made the playoffs. So, well, if he played this game, we would have done this. And you can't do that. And then if you keep doing that, you're going to end up like you did with Ryan Tannehill, a 7 to 8 year experiment that's just an absolute failure. And you just got to understand when it's time to move on. But we still are in that evaluation phase, TD. Come on.
If Tua were smart,
Yeah,
he
we
would
are.
retire. That's
No,
like
he should not retire.
He would have
he's
a
got $50
massive
million in the bank
settlement from the
account.
NFL. He will get more money from the NFL in a settlement than he'll ever get in a contract.
Ooh, that's
I
a bold
guarantee
take.
he'd get $500 million
That's a hot
easily.
take.
100%.
Well,
If
half
he
a
would
billion?
retire.
Like
he would get
he sued the
absolutely would
NFL.
He would make
He
a
would
lot
sue
of
the
money
NFL.
because the NFL has already basically admitted they screwed up by
Mhm.
firing that doctor.
100%.
It's already done. If he wanted to retire and say my health and I'm seeing stars every day, he gonna get the bag. That's just the truth. They already fired the doctor. It is what it is. They basically admitted their own admission of guilt by firing the doctor, saying that they didn't follow the protocols properly, and that's their appointed doctor, which is crazy. I'm shocked they even expose themselves like that. They're usually better than that.
Here, I saw Hines get knocked out on Thursday, and I was like, yeah, he's definitely got a concussion. So then I started thinking about Tua, and I was just like, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a doctor. Who am I to question the Dolphins doctor? That's their call. That is their call. They said he passed concussion protocols. I'm not a neurologist. I leave it at that.
I'll say this, though, because I do, not because I'm a doctor, but I have studied a little bit of this, not this year, but in the past. Here's the deal. Any player that suffers concussions, more than one, should retire. It's not going to happen, nor do we want to see it happen. We're sports fans. They know what they're signing up for. Get out there. Let's go. But they should, because everybody's hoorah now the player on the field and what they want to see. But none of us, especially looking at all four of us, gentlemen, looking at our age, it looks like we're all very similar in age, not too far apart. We haven't experienced something that I went forward and looked at. Imagine when all of us are running 50, 55, 60, and we see Tua, we see Odell Beckham, we see Antonio Brown, we see Tom Brady doing legend interviews shaking, or
Antonio Brown already has CTE.
Yeah, suicides and all this and that. See, in the immediate moment, we're all good with seeing these guys on the field. But we won't equate it until the future when we see the effects that it can have. And that's why it's a catch-22 to me. I've come to the conclusion, at the end of the day, it's the player's decision. I would recommend retire because I'm going to think about your long term. But if you want to play, I'm here for you playing. I want to enjoy you playing. That is your decision. So, because a lot of people, well, if that's the case, then all boxers should retire. Exactly. You're not making a point when you say that. They should, but they keep going and that's why they get to pay the money they do, because they know the risks that they're taking. So at the end of the day, if you have multiple concussions, you should be having these detailed conversations with your family about your long-term future. But we kind of brush it off as fans and whatever the situation. And my thing with Tua, he didn't just have a concussion and then 5 weeks later another one. Oh, he's starting to get concussions. This man had 2 in 5 days. And what people need to understand about CTE is when you collide with people, your brain releases a chemical that is never supposed to be released in the brain. That's what CTE is. I don't know the exact name of the chemical, but go look it up. There is a chemical that is released in your brain. It's like taking your brain and shaking it in a bottle, and then you start seeing some chemicals come out of it that are never supposed to come out of it, and that's what causes CTE. And every time you start banging and banging, the more you do it, the easier it is to release, and the more it gets released. And these people are having long-term brain traumas and effects from this. And I just say people need to take it a little more serious. As fans of football, I'm just going to say I'm for whatever the player wants to do. But I also don't want to see nobody die out there. I also don't want to see somebody in the future shaking, and we all see the results of the decisions they made. But it ain't our choice. So if you want to play football, I'm for it. I'm rooting for you. Let's go. If you want to think about it, I feel that's smart. Think about it with your family, but it's your choice at the end of the day. Me personally, Tua should retire, not just because of this, because the man gets too many injuries. He's very fragile. He's a very fragile person. This ain't just a concussion. Here's the sad part about it. I don't wish any concussions on Tua. I don't wish any injuries on Tua. But if you talk to any real Dolphin fan that's been watching him for the last 3 years, every time he gets sacked, any real Dolphin fan, they're like, oh, okay, he up. Do I worry about Patrick Mahomes when he gets sacked? Oh, do I worry about Josh Allen? Yeah, we got that bum. He get right back up, even if he's shaking up. But Tua, there is a pause by every real Dolphin fan. When he gets sacked, oh, was it bad? Oh, okay, he good. See, when you have to do that, that is a problem. And as fans, we sometimes glance over that because we want to see him, especially with all the controversy. Oh, he's an elite quarterback. He's not an elite quarterback. So people have a lot they want to prove over his health. So I stay away from it. That's my take. Based off of what I know about Tua Tagovailoa and how fragile he is, man, hang it up. And like y'all said, if it was me, I ain't just hanging it up. I'm about to get paid. Super paid. The league already admitted they were at fault because they fired the doctor. Say he wasn't following protocols. This your appointed doctor. Man, I'm seeing stars every morning. I'm thinking I'm playing for the Cowboys. I'm seeing every morning. I see ghosts. Where's Sam Darnold? I'm everything. I'm telling you, I'm getting paid, man. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. Tua got to make his own decisions.
Do you think he'll have loyalty to a team that wanted Watson? Like, they were about to ship him out pretty quickly. Like, do you think there's any fracturing at all with that relationship?
Well,
I mean, he doesn't really have a choice. He's under contract.
Yeah,
that's not
and that's why they brought in Mike McDaniel to be like his coddler in a sense. But Mike McDaniel has done a fantastic job at kind of turning Tua's career around and his relationship with the organization. But to your point, the only person that I believe that genuinely believes in Tua is Mike McDaniel. Stephen Ross and Chris Greer, they try to move on 3 times. Like, that's not a secret. I don't think the front office believes in him. I do believe Mike McDaniel believes in him. And they struck out with Watson. They struck out with Brady. And ultimately, Tua was plan C. And with that, we got Mike McDaniel. And I think that was a huge blessing in disguise. As for Tua, the verdict's still out. As a Dolphin fan, I believe he has to come back to play the Minnesota Vikings because his biggest thing is he's never available. He's never on the field, and you can't have a franchise quarterback not be on the field. Now, Tua, the individual, he should take as long as he needs to. Like if he doesn't feel healthy enough to play, if the doctors don't clear him, don't come back. But with that, you have to understand that, okay, I don't feel comfortable going out there, but I know what that could mean for my future with this organization. So it's all up to him.
He's going to come back. Tua wants to come back. But I think the NFL in this organization knows, he want to come back. Technically, we can't really stop him unless the league steps in. But they don't want to see this kid get worse on their clock. I think there's a lot of rumblings that nobody's talking about. I don't even think the organization at this point or the NFL wants to see him on the field because he already had the 2 and they dropped the ball, right? Mm-hmm. I don't care if it's 9 weeks from now, he have another concussion and something worse happens. Y'all got to understand what he put on film in front of the world. Primetime game, everybody got to. This wasn't a concussion like the Buffalo
this was
falling.
Dude. Like
this was that. That ain't good for business in the NFL. They just opened up an issue that they don't love talking about because it hurts what the leg is. Because the truth of the matter is, if they really wanted to fix it, football wouldn't be the same. Mm-hmm. And the NFL ain't trying to hear that. The NFL's like, if we really wanted to care about their safety, we'd have a minimum of, if you're in concussion protocol, you're missing 4 weeks. Bam. Who's going to really care that much about football if the best quarterbacks are missing 4 weeks at a time?
No, that's why you can't even hit quarterbacks these days anymore.
No, the best thing they could have done that they did not do is when they added the 17th game was to add an extra bye week. And no one plays a Thursday night game on 4 days rest. You play a Thursday night game after a bye. 100%.
After a bye. Yeah,
I agree.
Every Thursday night game should be played by 2 teams off a bye. 4 days for an NFL game turnaround is just ridiculous. It's not good. It's not good either because every single game, Herbert's breaking his ribs. Tua's getting knocked out. Hines gets knocked out. Like, people are always getting destroyed on Thursday. And yes, it happens on Sunday, but you're just increasing the chance of re-aggravating an existing injury or anything like that. 4 days is just not enough for a turnaround, especially in the NFL. Because that's like getting hit by a truck.
if you get the extra bye week too, you stretch out the NFL season by an entire week. So that's a whole nother week of revenue. You're getting, me, a Jet fan, watching another team's game because my team's on a bye. Like, this is more revenue, more like name knowledge and recognition across the league. Like, it's a smarter play.
Ryan for commissioner.
And what they're also not talking about with the Tua situation is this. They've brought in like 4 independent doctors that specialize in it. The NFL and Tua, coordinated with the Miami Dolphins, brought in 4 additional doctors to evaluate him. What do you think the doctor's saying? Because this is what they're doing. They're bringing them in. They're showing them the footage of the Buffalo game. They're giving them the context. 4 days later, this is what happened against Cincinnati. What do you think the doctor's saying? Mm-hmm. Tell us what you think about it. Tell us what you think he should do. What do you think them doctors telling them? 2 and 4 days? Them doctors saying he don't need to play no more this year. Because if you look at the medical ramifications,
you think he won't play this year?
I'm not saying he won't, but the thing is, that's why they brought in the independent doctors.
No, I'm saying, what's your opinion, though?
My opinion is he'll be back in 3 weeks because they're not going to be able to hold him down.
And then if he misses 3 weeks, he's not the franchise quarterback for next year. He's not.
But their current protocols are phony. Anybody, I can get concussed right now. 30 minutes later, I could pass the protocol.
Yeah, you'd be out there for sure.
So there's really no way to truly read it, but go off of experts, and these experts are going to tell you the truth. Man, you get 1 concussion, you need to sit your behind down for 6 months. These experts are going to tell you 2 and 4 days. Man, sit this man down for the year, and let's evaluate if he even needs to play football again.
But can they go back and reverse their ruling on the Buffalo concussion? Can they go back and be like, "Oh, it was a concussion because they didn't conduct the test. The new doctors didn't conduct it after the hit.
They fired him. They fired the doctor, so they're already admitting guilt in my opinion. But I agree with that too, because the whole process is flawed. It ain't like you can really say whether a guy can cuss or not. And you got Tua, I'm fine. I'm ready to go back in. I don't want to let my teammates down. These players gonna put themselves at risk because y'all got to understand for Tua too. Tua's in a tough situation. Tua knows. I mean, I ain't gonna sit here and sugarcoat it. People want to act like it ain't true. Tua knows if I miss too many games this year, first of all, I won't even be tradable. Second off, the Dolphins are probably done with me. Now I'm a backup on a team at best.
Yep.
Because that's 3 years in a row I've missed significant time. 3 years in a row. So I don't care how much you improve. You keep missing 4, 5, 6, 7 games, 8 games in a season, 3 years in a row, you can't be a franchise quarterback. So Tua, I got to be out there. I got to be out there for my team. He knows what's at risk here. So you can't trust what he tells you when you're going through protocols. Have you had any dizziness at home? Nope. Are you there? You can't trust nothing he's saying. So at the end of the day, the NFL, at least they doing this smart. They bringing in independent evaluators, and they like, man, tell us what we need to know, because he ain't finna sit here and tap the clock on our watch or get even worse, because now this is going to blow up to a whole new level, because we keep, like, if you really think about it, this is the first time for about 6 months the NFL hasn't had major scandal outside of the Flores thing. Like, we can't remember the last time the NFL had a major scandal or a major issue, going all the way back to CTE back in the early 2000s, talking about it and fighting about it. And this one time where it looks like the league is about to be in a healthy place, now we got yet again another major issue on the shield that could cost millions and billions of dollars in long term. No, they're not with it, man. They're going to make sure that he can play. And even if he can play, trust me, the front office, they're a little skeptical. We can't risk, though, him getting hurt again like that on TV on our watch. Let's be honest, 3 weeks from now, he on the field shaking from a seizure or something. What is everybody going to say? Y'all know y'all shouldn't have let him play at all anymore this year. That's what the narrative going to change to right away, right?
Yep.
So the NFL's not crazy. They know what's going on right now. They know exactly what's going on, so they're a little nervous in it. Not taking these.
Yeah, well, that was a lengthy conversation, and it's a conversation that must be had because it's a serious issue at hand, and it's unfortunate that you guys have to go through this. I don't wish this on my worst enemy. This is bigger than football right here, the situation with Tua, and it's when I watched that happen live, it really just ruined my night because you just feel for Tua as a person more than a football player, especially him breaking out and having the season that he's having. Because I didn't really believe in Tua. I wasn't really scared of Tua before the season. And then after I saw him start off the year, I'm like, okay, Tua's definitely breaking out. He might be the guy for the Dolphins. That's going to be a fun little rivalry we got. And then seeing him get banged up like that, it really, really stinks, man. And it's a tough conversation to have, but it's also a necessary conversation to have because this is a big, big issue that the NFL has to get a grasp of, man. It's really, really unfortunate. But we'll see if Tua plays against the Jets in Week 18. I'll answer the question if he's out for the season or not.
I agree. All right, guys, let's get into some score predictions. Let's see what we got, and let's start with the Jets. Jets Talk 24/7. Let's go ahead and be honest. Tell us what your score prediction for this weekend is. Dolphins versus the whatever y'all are.
The paper planes.
You know what? I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be closer than you guys want it to be. I think the 3.5 point line is probably pretty spot on. I'm going to say Jets 24-21 over the Dolphins.
Wow, Ryan.
Say that again?
We're very close.
Yeah, Jets
what was that again?
24-21. Jets 24-21.
Richie, talk to us, man.
You can go back and look at all my preview videos to confirm this, but I picked the Jets to lose against the Ravens. They lost. I picked the Jets to win against the Browns. They won. I picked the Jets to lose against the Bengals. They lost. I picked the Jets to win against the Steelers. They won. And I'm picking the Jets to win this game. 23-20 Jets. And that's just proof that I don't pick the Jets to win every single game. That was my point because I don't want to make it seem like I think the Jets are going to win every single game. I don't think it's going to be easy. I think the Jets have to really improve because I think this is a team that's young and a team that's buying into the system. And I think it's a team that's going to get better as the season goes on. And I think that win they just got against Pittsburgh Steelers really gained confidence in that team. And I think we take advantage of a banged up Miami Dolphins team on the road. And we get the job done at home, 23-20. I don't think it's going to be an easy game. I think the Dolphins are really going to play us tough, but I really feel like the Jets can pull off the upset. I think they have, the talent there. I think we match up well, and it's all about just, limiting. You can't even say contain Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle because that's impossible. How about limiting them instead, trying not to allow them to just take over the entire game? Limit those two. Zach Wilson's got to step up and be the guy this game. And, I think it's going to go down to the last minute.
Nicky Smoke, talk to us, man. You can go ahead, bro.
Everybody give us the score predictions in the chat, everybody, by the way.
Do I want to give a fake score? Do I want to give a realistic score? I don't really know.
If you guess the score, you win $1 million. All
right, if I get the score on the money, I get $1 million. All right, let me start off by saying this. So the week we played Buffalo, before we played them, I woke up Monday morning. I said, I know for a fact the Miami Dolphins are beating the Buffalo Bills on Sunday. And I rode that all the way until we did, and I told everyone to enjoy their flight home. I woke up with a weird feeling about this game. But that doesn't mean I don't think the Dolphins aren't going to win this game. I just think it's going to be an absolute sweat fest to the point where I'm going to be glued to my TV, and I'm going to be saying, why is it so close? It's the stinky freaking Jets. It's the stupid Jets. Why is this game so close? But it's going to come down to this. Zach Wilson's going to show you his true colors. Instead of making a fourth quarter comeback, he's going to give us that fourth quarter turnover, and the Dolphins are going to win the game 27-20.
27-20. Listen, man, I'm gonna make this simple and sweet. This ain't even gonna be close. The defense is gonna score about 20 points for the Dolphins in this game alone. The final score is gonna be simple and easy. It's gonna be 42-10. Zach Wilson.
Oh, Jesus.
Zach Wilson. I see at least 3 picks. I see 1 or 2 sack fumbles. I'm telling you, the defense is gonna score 20 points alone. And our offense, it won't look great, but it will get enough done for us to score. We're going to have some good field position. and we're gonna play great football and be just fine. And y'all gonna see Zach Wilson ain't seeing the pressure he about to see. And 42-10, Miami. That's simple, man. Y'all laugh all you want. We'll see.
I believe you.
Woo! Let's go.
Brees Hall breakout game. All right, guys, we appreciate everybody.
Yeah,
tuning in.
whoa, you got to take that comment back. I can't let you slip that in. That's not happening.
Rookie of the
Brees Hall is
week,
not breaking
coming
out
off the
against
rookie of the week. Gonna win it again, baby. Back to back. Everybody smash that thumbs up button if you're not already. We got 259 likes. Let's get 300 likes before the stream is all wrapped up, as I will be depressed all night because my Mets suck and
Yeah.
I want to cry. But it's all good. Drayton comes with the $5 donation. I mean, no disrespect to Richie, that he brings real hype gas and quelled extreme expectation breaks. 27-24 Jets. So that's what he meant. I appreciate that. I appreciate that big time. V-Man saying 900-3 Jets. Dolphins have negative 150 yards. Shout out,
There you
V-Man.
go. That's
Shout
the
out,
Jets
V-Man.
fan base for you.
This is the most realistic expectation I've seen in the live chat. So we appreciate each and every one of you guys tuning in. Tune into the AFC East Roundtable on Wednesday night, where we can really break down what happened in this game. And I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
Yeah, y'all show up on Wednesday night, especially y'all haters in the comment section. 42-10. I ain't stutter.
All right, 42-10. You guys heard it here first. Let's go, Jets, baby. Peace out.
Fins up.